Hello there, how are you? My name is Helen Harrison and I'm from Power of Change Counselling and Coaching, and tonight I'm talking about fears, about how to overcome a big fear around speaking up. It's very common, I see it a lot, and I've also experienced it. So tonight I'm going to talk into that. So would you like to confidently speak up in your relationship, yet perhaps you find yourself procrastinating, overthinking, worrying, and avoiding those difficult conversations with yourself but also your partner. So tonight I'm going to share on how to understand the fears that are in your way of sharing with your partner, and I'm going to give you some practical approaches and some mindset shifts to help overcome them so that you can actually begin having the difficult conversations, perhaps like you used to, build a deeper connection with yourself and also your partner, and trust your own gut instinct and your own intuition. Because if we're not taking the next step of peeling the layers, I look at it a bit like an onion. You know, an onion has got lots of layers and it's peeling those layers back. And in the core of that onion is you, the authentic you, the you that has a voice, the you that can speak up, the you that doesn't avoid conversations. Because it can affect you in so many different ways. And what is stopping you? It's fear. Many people struggle with this. I really want to talk into that. Many people struggle with fear in this area, and it can be absolutely crippling. I know I did. I was absolutely no exception, and for the longest time I couldn't speak up. You know, I was the ultimate people pleaser. But what happened is I would have resentment brewing inside of me, and it would build and build, and that is not a great place to be. So my fear of rejection actually stopped me from being real. It stopped me from being honest, and it stopped me from speaking up. It also, I realised that overcoming these fears was crucial. Because how was I to live authentically and live from what I truly felt if I was constantly pleasing? I was a bit like a chameleon. I'd adjust myself depending on who I was with. And if you truly aspire to live authentically and to speak up, the only way you can do this is to connect inwards, not outwards, inwards. So creating a confident, authentic you actually requires you to master the ability of being in the here and now and coming home, coming inward. It's being able to drop in and connect inwardly with you. So over time, this certainly hasn't been a quick thing. Over time, I've discovered the key approaches, the states, the tools, the behaviours, the different ways for me to conquer my biggest fear, which was speaking up and being really honest and authentic from within myself. So in this video, I'm sharing about my journey of overcoming my biggest fear. In fact, we'll call it fears of being able to speak up, and providing valuable insights on how you can conquer. It sounds terrible, isn't it? Conquer speaking up. So you can actually unlock your true voice and live with freedom and living authentically in a life that you love, filled with abundance, success and love. So how did I overcome my biggest fears about speaking up? And look, if you're listening to this live, I'd love you to put in the comments live, hashtag live. And if you're doing the replay, replay, hashtag hashtag replay. I think you're getting what I'm trying to say, because I really want to know that you're here, and I will get to comments. I love to hear what people have got to say, but I really want to stay focused on what I do want to say. And I will get to your comments. I will go through afterwards because I love doing that. So, I've discovered that the 4 common struggles that people often have where they're not speaking up, and what this creates is there is a disconnect from self. It's people pleasing, and this is exactly what I lived. I wasn't connected with myself, and this all gets connected way back when we're little. Is when we're little people, we look outside for our love and our place of comfort and validation, and to be seen and to be heard. And if you have parents who aren't able to give that to you, or on a regular basis, we'll call it consciousness, we can begin to please. And as little people, we adapt. We just do the best that we can with the life that we have been born into, and in the body that we've been born into. And so we can disconnect from ourselves, and we become people pleasers. And that is a common struggle that continues to happen until you begin to explore it and open it up. Another common struggle when you don't speak up is you have really strained relationships, because you're actually not being honest. And, you know, I felt like a bit of a fraud for a fair few years, because my inner world was very different to my outer world. And this can create strained relationships, because you're not actually being fully honest with yourself, and certainly not in your relationship. You're not being truly authentic. Another struggle that people have when they're not speaking up is that it's very limited in your personal growth, because you become like in a rut. You become almost trapped, caged, really not a nice feeling, almost stunted. And it's very the vibration and the energy around that is very contained. It's small. You're not vibrant, you're not alive at all when you are living this way. And another common struggle I see is the fear response, the fight, flight, freeze. If you've listened to me before, you would know that I talk a lot about the fight, flight, freeze, because it's being able to balance our nervous systems. Now, if we have a fear about speaking up, we will have a fear response, and we will do absolutely anything to not feel the fear. So to not feel the uncomfortableness in our body about speaking up. And that fear response, what happens if you do speak up? Does your partner on the receiving end, do they withdraw? Do they get angry? Do they shut down? What happens? All of that also has an implication on whether you speak up. So it is, all of this is about being able to discover your true confidence, and to be able to use it in an instant, to be able to connect with your deep power source which is inside of you. So if I'm talking into what stopped me from speaking up, it was my fear of rejection that stopped me from being really real and really honest. And that fear of rejection, it is crippling, because you will adjust yourself. So do you adjust yourself to be around certain people, or with your partner? Do you just please? Do you just go along with it? But inside you're sort of venting a little bit. You're feeling the resentment, and that resentment can turn into rejection and repression, and you can feel really quite shut down. So that fear of rejection will stop you from speaking up. Overcoming the fears is absolutely crucial. And I think I realised quite early in my personal development journey that that is something that I had to do, because I found it very difficult to cope with fear. I didn't like the feeling in the body, so I'd do anything that I possibly could. But if you truly aspire to live authentically and to speak up, you have to stop and you have to connect inwards. And so it's where I want to go now, is give you practical tools and prompts for you to actually explore your inner world. And if this is speaking to you, or if you've got any questions, live hashtag, love you to put it into the comments, or live hashtag with the replay and pop it in the comments also, and I will get to your questions. I actually, on Tuesday, so whether you're listening to this live, June the 6th, which is on Tuesday, I'm actually doing a free masterclass, and this masterclass is for women, so that you can actually get 4 powerful keys to actually unlock your true voice, so you can live with freedom and authenticity. And so this masterclass on Tuesday at 12 o'clock and 6:30, just direct message me and I will send you the invite to it. It's how to speak up in your relationship and let go of resentment, because there's only so much I can do on a Facebook Live. So a nice 1-hour masterclass, we're going to be able to open it up even more. So speaking more into this, self-esteem and self-confidence, these are crucial elements. It sounds like a recipe, doesn't it? A recipe for a cake. But these are crucial aspects of how to begin speaking up. It's aspects of our inner world, and it's knowing your inner world. So let's explore them further. We all have a power source or a personal power, and so it's knowing how to access this power source within you, and it's being able to connect with it at any time that you need it. So the top 5 ways for you to enhance you and your voice. My number 1 is practicing self-compassion and self-acceptance. Because if you self-criticize yourself every time you don't speak up, every time you don't truly say what you really feel, that is going to keep you in that loop. It's going to keep you in the loop or the trance of unworthiness. So it's actually beginning to practice self-compassion and self-acceptance. This is not going to change overnight, but it's little by little, it's finding your voice. And so if you have softness and kindness and compassion for yourself when you attempt to speak up, or even when you think about speaking up, you're a lot further along than not speaking up at all. So that is my number 1, is practicing self-compassion, slowing down long enough. So perhaps at night, in a journal, reflecting on the times during the day where perhaps you didn't speak up, and having self-compassion, because being able to get in front of it in time, this, you will slowly evolve this and grow this, and you will then, your self-compassion is going to support you to do this. It's honestly, it is so important. Next way is recognizing and actually challenging the self-talk or the self-critical thoughts. For you to begin speaking up and being able to feel comfortable with the fear of speaking up, it's actually noticing the negative self-talk. Now, if you were raised by a parent or 2 parents who criticized you, you're going to have negative self-talk. It's almost your default. It's what you know. It's in your DNA. Well, it's not. It's actually in your belief system and in your subconscious, but it's a conversation for another day. But it's recognizing and challenging it. Because would you speak to your best friend like you speak to yourself? No, you wouldn't. And so it's beginning to notice that. Is this making sense? I'd love to hear your comments and to hear if this is making sense. So my 3rd way in how to move through the fear and begin speaking up is setting really realistic goals and celebrating your achievements. Before this call, I have a inner circle where we do group coaching, and beginning of each month we look at our 30 days and our coaching and our goals. And it's recognizing, okay, am I setting realistic goals? Are they bite-sized pieces? Are they achievable? You know, you would have heard of specific, meaningful, timely, measurable. And it's also celebrating the achievements at the end of each month, celebrating what you achieved the previous month. And there's quite a skill in this. So why do this? What has this got to do with speaking up in your relationship and having less fear? When you set realistic goals, you're going to begin to feel more confident with yourself. You're going to like yourself more. You're going to feel that you're achieving, that you are actually contributing to your life. You have purpose. There's just so many moving parts. So setting realistic goals and celebrating these achievements is so beneficial. And if you don't do this, I'd really encourage you to begin. The fourth way to begin learning how to speak up and to overcome the fear is surround yourself with supportive people, positive people. And I know in my early life, I began doing that. I started looking out at people I admired and learning from them, because what we surround ourselves, we grow into. So it's, are you around positive people? Are you around uplifting people? Are you around people who are confident and who do speak up? Because to overcome fears, you've got to watch it modelled. And again, some of this can come back to childhood, but also a question to ask yourself, in your work environment, do you speak up? Are you assertive? Are you very aligned to strength, honesty, integrity? And if the answer is yes, are you bringing that into your personal life? And if you're not, why not? So really ask yourself those questions. It's interesting. Why am I strong and determined and speak up in my working life, yet in my personal life, you find it really difficult to have those difficult conversations and to really talk into the uncomfortableness. And of course, it's all around your emotions. So it's being able to build deeper connections with yourself and your partner, but also to be able to trust your own gut instinct. So surrounding yourself with supportive people, positive people, is going to support you enormously. And the last part that I want to talk into is engaging in activities and hobbies that actually bring you joy and a sense of accomplishment and fun. Because when we have fun, we're much less likely to take ourselves so seriously, and it can be very liberating and healing and supportive to bring in more joy. So, if we keep moving forward, how do you begin exploring this? So I want you to sit in these last, 5 ways and how to enhance you and your voice. And there will be different things there that, I might begin noticing that I do criticize myself, or actually I don't celebrate my achievements, or actually I've got some Drainos around and some vampires who actually really bring me down, and so maybe I need to pull away. So these are all quality questions to actually ask yourself, because it's about connecting with your personal power. And you have that personal power. It's discovering what that is. And so you can overcome your fears. You can let go of rejection, because when you no longer reject yourself, when you are there for yourself, anything outside of yourself, you've got this inner power source within yourself to actually deal and cope with it, and you know that you will be okay. So look, I really, really hope this has been helpful. I know we're just about out of time. Look, I talk so much more into this in my next masterclass on Tuesday, how to speak up in your relationship and let go of resentment. I'm going to give you 4 really strong, powerful keys to actually unlock this true voice that you have got inside of yourself, so you live with more freedom and more authenticity. So love to see you. 12 o'clock, 6:30. Anyway, direct message me and I will send you the registration for that masterclass. But anyway, I've got to love you and leave you. And look, really hope this has been helpful. I will see you next Thursday on the next topic masterclass. I absolutely love bringing these Facebook Lives. So pop your comments in the comment box, hashtag whether you're live or whether you replay, and love to hear where you're at and what you're doing to overcome your fears about speaking up and being able to be confident in your relationship to speak up and to have those difficult conversations. So nothing brews up. There's nothing there that needs to be explored or unpacked, because you do it on a daily basis. Anyway, on that note, see you next time. Bye.